You're still not in a space where you're happy. You're still not in a space where you know how to pick the right people. You're still not in a space where you know how to land yourself in the right rooms with resources and people that are healthy. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? 2025 is the year of looking at self. I got a Zoom coming up here in like 25 minutes on finding yourself. And it's a lot of people that the information that I'm about to give out in the Zoom, they gonna go their whole life and never have somebody kick it to them that straightforward about what they need to do to find them. It don't got nothing to do with other people. Right? Just you, male or female, young or old. I don't care if you healthy right now or sick, fat or skinny, gay or straight. You got to really sit down and get an understanding of self. Self-awareness is a power. Being aware of you, how you come off, your attitude, the way you think, how you process stuff. Not that shit y'all tell y'all self just to handle your emotions temporarily based on somebody triggering you or making you feel some type of way. I'm talking about really knowing you. Right? Going into situations, approaching life with this mindset that I know what I am. I know where I'm trying to go. I'm aware of how I behave, my flaws, my strengths, my weaknesses. I'm aware where I've tallied up with my life. Y'all have heard me say this before. And I'm aware of what I have and what I don't have. It's a lot of y'all, you lie to yourself every day because you make it seem like you got more than what you have, right? I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. You might got what you say you got in regards to physical shit. But you ain't got what you say you got in regards to your mental peace, sanity, a safe space, people that are willing to keep the vulnerable parts of you confidential based on trust, you trusting them, them trusting you. You don't have trust with yourself. You don't have the confidence or the ability to say, I know what I will do, I know what I won't do in regards to me doing or making the best decision for my future, let alone y'all kids or y'all relationship as a couple. It's a lot of y'all, you lie to yourselves about these things because you're afraid to tally up. When y'all hear me talk about tally up, this is you being brutally honest with yourself about where you at in your life. A lot of y'all, you just an adult. You just meet the basic level standards for being an adult, which is stability, right? Just me going to work, paying the bills that I create. Me being responsible for my day-to-day transportation. Me being responsible for my hygiene, my physical well-being. And it's some of y'all, you ain't even good at this. But it's a lot of y'all, you got this and this only down pat. You handling the basic level responsibilities for the duties and the shit that you've created. The children you've created, the bills you've ran up, the lifestyle that you want to maintain. That's about it. Anything past that in regards to really manifesting yourself into a better version of you, upgrading your lifestyle from the inside out, not the outside shit, and then struggling to understand what's on the inside, you ain't got there, because this is when you have to get into the part of tallying up where you look at you, your character, where you got your beliefs from. The ones that are fucked up, the ones that are not. Why do you still hold on to them? Why are you in new seasons and you still operating like you in the old season that you were in? Why are you depending on people to, manage certain parts of you psychologically that you are supposed to manage yourself? It's a lot of y'all, these are the tough conversations, confronting the stuff from your upbringing that was not valuable, that you shouldn't have been programmed to believe. Setting boundaries with family, getting in a space where you really point out to yourself, fuck other people, what I need to change. It's a lot of y'all, your way of thinking is the worst part. That's the worst part of you. It ain't your looks, it ain't your hygiene, it's not, your day-to-day personality. It is your fucking attitude and the way that you view, process, and think about things. A lot of y'all got a very much, they should have known better. What's understood don't need to be explained. I don't see how you ain't know that. You should have peeped my energy when I came in. Y'all have a very a childish attitude or mindset towards socializing with others. And then this shows up in your relationships with your children, in your relationships with other adults, friends, co-workers, intimate relationships. You operate from a space where you don't realize everybody is in their own shit. And so there's a lot of things that you would like for people to notice or recognize or give a fuck about, but that is not how life works. So it's a lot of y'all, instead of communicating as an adult, instead of your attitude showing up as mature, instead of your ability to process situations showing up as, I am not the only one that exists in this conversation, in this conflict, in this situation, right? Because I am not, I need to process it from different perspectives. Y'all approach the shit like, well, I'm just saying, like, you should have known to leave me alone right now. You see, I got an attitude. Or, yeah, I'm just saying, man, I ain't in a good space. And it's like, y'all you ain't communicating that, sir. You're not communicating that, ma'am. You're making assumptions and you're committing people to things that they never committed to. You are making them responsible for parts of you mentally, psychologically, emotionally, energy-wise that they're not responsible for. Because your mindset is childish and you were raised to believe that this makes sense, you think they doing something wrong, but you're actually the problem. This is the worst. And it's a lot of y'all, you got this from your parents. You got it from your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your aunties, and them, your older siblings, those that influenced you growing up, because they made you believe that you had to conform or recognize right away when you walk in the room, whether they want to be bothered or not bothered, whether they want to hear what you got to say or whether they need you to hear them, or they expected you to be a mind reader. And so you develop, in order to survive, a character that displays these behaviors of people pleasing and, you know, suppressing certain things about yourself, not prioritizing you over trying to manage the energy in the room because they have certain stuff going on. It's very much a generational curse. You very much get it from your upbringing the majority of the time. The other parts of it is your early life experiences with people. If you didn't get it from your upbringing, you got it from dealing with people. Whether it was staying on a job or whether it was in an intimate relationship when you were younger, where you were made to believe it is your job to come in and mind read a motherfucker into knowing how to behave based on their temperament or their mood that they're not communicating to you. It's the worst. Part of finding yourself is being self-aware. When you become self-aware, you realize what other people are supposed to be responsible for versus what you're supposed to be responsible for. A lot of y'all are easily manipulated. You can be taken advantage of. You always attract these people in relationships that do you wrong because this is the type of energy, the type of attitude, the type of mindset that you have. And so your attraction, the person that fits with that is somebody like what I'm describing. Somebody that comes in and I'm going to make this shit about me. And of course, if they try to make anything about them, I'm going to make them feel as though they are, you know, high maintenance emotionally or too much to deal with. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining? It's important that y'all realize 2025 is a season to put work in on yourself. It's the year to look at self. It's the year to find your purpose. It's the year for you to dive in. We already had them years like the pandemic, 2020 into 2021, where that was y'all year of acquiring a bunch of material stuff and making money and, you know, realizing certain stuff about the way society is with health and shit. Now it's time for you to dive into yourself. Stop writing all that shit out with them goals and them vision boards about material things that you want to acquire. All that shit will come when you fix the things about yourself, right, that are attracting the bullshit that makes you manage the low grade lifestyle that you in right now. When I'm talking about low grade, I'm not talking about designer or how much money you got. I'm talking about your energy, your mental peace, your ability to manage yourself, feel good about yourself, your self-esteem, your awareness, your self-worth, your ability to see things from multiple perspectives, attract the right type of people that match where you want to go with your life, healthy situations, healthy relationships, becoming a more open parent to your children, so where you help develop them into young adults, right, that are self-aware and that can get out in the world, go into their mental toolbox and use the tools you gave them to thrive in life, not go through the same beat up ass struggles and traumas you went through, like your parents went through, like their parents went through. Y'all understand what I'm explaining?